What's up, guys, and welcome to another video. This one's going to be a bit different. Most of the time in my videos I'm very energetic, kind of wild, a little bit more relaxed. But this one's going to be a little more serious. Back when the first one or two videos came out, I can't remember which one, but back then I said that eventually I would come out with a video that was kind of like a testimony of sorts, and that's what this video is. Again, sorry for the length of time it took to get it up. I really struggled with how exactly I wanted to word this, how exactly I wanted to accomplish this video. So I took a little more time to do so. This isn't like a salvation testimony, or even a testimony from my childhood. Honestly, it's more of a story that kind of starts at the beginning of this year in January. That's 2017. In case anybody's watching this video 5 years from now, so 2017. But before we do that, you'll notice that my background's a bit different. Unfortunately, it probably won't be this background every time I do a video. I'm at my church right now, and I really like the idea of that, and it's really cool. And why would you turn it down? So we're going with it today. Probably, eventually, I may do some more. I can change those colors to just about anything I want, which is pretty cool. I do say so myself. That's about it. Anyway, story time. So we kind of go back to, if any of you remember when Strikers of Faith was a thing, if any of you watching now ever watched those, you'll remember some videos where I mentioned a girl that I had been dating at the time. Things were going well, things were going very well, and I was actually very close to buying a ring when seemingly out of nowhere, she broke things off, she ended things. I was hurt, I was confused, I had no idea what was going on. And because of that, I kind of refused to let it happen. I chased hard. And it was in this chasing that I discovered that she had actually been cheating on me with the guy she worked with. He's 10 years older than her, married with 2 kids and one on the way. I was devastated. There's really no other way to put it. Because I had put all of my trust in this girl. I was about to buy a ring. She was going to be the one, and then if you find that out. But the fact of the matter is I was willing to forgive it. I was willing to forgive. I was willing to move on. I was like, we can move past this. It is what it is. And we tried for a little bit, but it didn't work out. But I wasn't okay with it. I continued to push, I continued to prod, I continued to just kind of force my way there for 4 months. Looking back, had I just let it go, I probably would have been healthier, I would have been happier, but hindsight's always 20/20. We're going to stop there. Let's rewind for a second and go back to January. January 15th. I got a job that I had been campaigning for as a youth pastor at a church in Florida. This was my dream job. This was everything I wanted, and I was ecstatic. I was so excited. But a lot of that was squelched because of everything that was going on with this girl. And the sad part is those of you who know me well, I was born in a Christian family. I'm a pastor's kid. So I grew up, if anything happens, put your trust in God. I knew that. It's been ingrained in me since I was a little kid. Yet when times got hard, I didn't care. I turned to alcohol. I turned to things that weren't gonna help. And while I was a youth pastor, it was never a lot. It was just a little bit here and there, and honestly I thought, a little here, a little there isn't going to hurt anything. And to be honest, it didn't. Until March. At the end of March, my pastor called me into his office one day. He was like, because he had heard a rumor. That's all it was to him. He thought it was just something he was going to ask me. If it's going to move on, we would be fine. He was like, have you been drinking? I'll be honest. My first answer wasn't the truth. Honestly, I knew what would happen if I told the truth, and I wasn't prepared for that. Even though I knew I deserved it, I wasn't ready for it. I can't tell you how many times I denied it, but I did. I kept denying it. Finally, I told the truth, and that was it. That was the end of my dream job. He had asked me to resign. That, guys, I'll be honest with you, I gave up. I quit. I thought I was done in ministry. I thought there was no way that God could ever use me again. Like, I had failed. And my life reflected that. Like, I spent most of my nights drunk. Even after my parents found out everything, they would call me. I would tell them that I hadn't been drinking, and they were like, "Okay, good. You're at least yay." But they were lies. I didn't care. I didn't think there was anything else I could do. And so I wasn't even gonna try. I wasn't even gonna try to find another job. I wasn't gonna try to fix anything. I was just gonna, let it go. I was gonna wallow in my self-pity and just be done with it. But my dad said to me one day, he was like, "Nathan, if you don't look for a job, you're never gonna be in God's will." He never knew that I had given up. I mean, he might have. my dad's a smart guy, but I never told him that I had given up. But I at least promised him, for his sake, that I would apply to a job opening in Las Vegas. I told him I would apply. And so my plan was I'm going to apply. When I get turned down, he'll finally see that I'm worthless, and we'll move on from there. So I did. I applied. Still didn't really care. I was living my life the way I was living. I was just like, we'll see what happens. Part of me wanted to see if God was going to do anything. As the interview process went on, I didn't have much hope. I knew the church, I knew the pastor. The pastor was a man that I'd come greatly to respect, even though I only met him one time in college. But to me, he was like one of those celebrity preachers that you go and you hear preach once in a while, but you never actually get a chance to work for it. That's just not you. So I didn't really have much hope. I was like, all right, cool. I applied. As we get through the interview process and I'm getting farther, I'm starting to see God moving. But my faith still isn't there. Like, I see God moving, and I'm like, okay, this is pretty cool, but I'm still not willing to give up. I was done, so I gave up. Until June 26th. June 26th, 2017, that was the day that I got the phone call saying I got the job. And I was absolutely ecstatic. I got the job. I was starting on January 1st. No way. But I still had to wait for it, which sucked. I didn't want to wait, but at the same time, I kind of knew why, because I was looking at the mess that my life had gotten in. I was like, you know what, God needs time to fix me. So I embraced it. I was okay with it. I was bummed, but I was okay with it. And so basically, it was that day. It was that very day that I decided a change needed to come into my life. It was that day I decided I never touched anything again. I never thought about touching anything again. And honestly, I think God blessed that decision, because if you know me and you've been watching these videos, you'll know that I'm currently in Las Vegas working at a church, and it is most definitely not January 1st, 2018. I've been here a little over a month. We're halfway through October. So I got out here early, so I think God really blessed the decision that I made. I know I'm not where I'm supposed to be. I'll be honest, I don't think Christians ever will be until God comes back where they want to be. But it's just amazing. I'm reminded of the story of the prodigal son. This dude grew up with everything. Everything he could ever want. But he grew tired of having to work. He grew tired of the rules that his dad had. So he finally said, you know what, Dad, I want my portion of everything. I want my inheritance. Which was kind of The inheritance was usually given when when the dad died. So it was kind of a jerk move. The dude's looking at his dad going, "Dad, I wish you were dead. Give me my money." But the dad obliged. He gave him his money and off he went. Um, he lived a life full of sin. And honestly, I'm sure he loved it. I can tell you story after story of stuff that I did. And honestly, to this day, I'll tell you of things that I thought were fun and that I had fun doing. There's no denying that. But sin promises a lot of things. And the longer you're in it, the more you believe that promise, and you find out it's not what you thought. Eventually, the son runs out of money. The friends that he had, because he had money, when he had no money, they left him, so he had no friends. So he has no money, he has no friends. A famine hits the land, so he has no food, he has no place to live, he has nothing. And so he finds himself working, which for just a stranger, and he wouldn't even work for his dad. Basically eating what the pigs are eating. The guy was at his lowest point. But it was there. It was there that he remembered his dad. He remembered how loving his dad was, and how his dad was going to go to sleep every night with a full stomach. His dad's servants were going to go to sleep every night with a full stomach, but he wasn't. So it was then that he decided he was going to go back. He was going to ask his father's forgiveness and just ask to work for the servant, not even be considered a son. So he did. He backs up, he leaves, he heads home. And the Bible says that as soon as his dad saw him from afar off, his dad ran to meet him and embraced him. And it's just a beautiful picture. Like, the way I see it is, like, the Bible doesn't say that he got up to the front door of his dad's house. His dad knocks on the door, his dad opens the door, he's like, "Oh, son," then he gets all happy. No, he said his dad saw him from far, so the way I picture it is that every single day, this guy's dad is sitting on that front porch, looking out, saying, maybe this is the day that my son's coming home. He would go to sleep that night, he didn't come home. He'd get up the next morning and sit on the porch. Maybe this is the day that my son comes home. And then finally, over the horizon, he sees his son, and he's just overjoyed. He runs. You know, it's amazing. Old men don't run. I'm 23. We just had our church picnic, and I spent an hour, probably not more than 2 hours playing football. And I woke up on Monday, and my legs were done. And I can only imagine what this guy felt. He didn't care, because he loved his son. But there's something behind that that's just so much more beautiful. In Deuteronomy, this is actually a really cool fact. In Deuteronomy chapter 21, Deuteronomy has a bunch of laws that the Israelites are supposed to follow. And some of those laws are in regards to rebellious sons. And I don't have it with me where I would read it, but it basically goes that if a son is rebellious and he's just refusing to listen to his parents, then his parents are to take him to the elders of the city. And if he refuses to just obey, continues to be rebellious, then they stone him. That's the law. And so had the son come home and the neighbors saw him, because he had brought disgrace to everybody in that town, and he come home and his neighbors saw him and they started stoning him, there was nothing the father could have done, because that's the law. Like, that's just what was supposed to happen. But what's beautiful is, I want you to imagine this with me. The son comes back. As the son walks back, if the neighbors had started to throw stones at him, they would have been hitting the father while they were embracing. That's a perfect picture of what Christ did for us when he died on the cross for our sins. We deserved everything that was going to be thrown at us. We deserved death. We deserved hell. But Jesus put himself on that cross to take all of it, to act as our shield, to say there's a way that you can escape this. And it's beautiful. The Bible says that the dad brought it home. The son had this whole spiel. It's amazing. The son had this whole spiel, like, prepared, like, "Dad, I am no longer worthy to be called thy son. I sinned against you." He had this whole spiel. And I can imagine in my head, even though the Bible has the whole spiel written out, I can imagine in my head the father listening to this, letting the son get through maybe a sentence and being like, "Dude, shut up. You're not a servant. You're my son. I love you. Come here." And he acted as if nothing ever happened. He got the best calf. He gave rings. He gave rings to the son. He gave shoes to the son. He gave the best robe, which I'm pretty sure was the father's robe, to him. And they had a party because the father was just so overjoyed that the son had come home. You might be thinking, Nathan, why are you telling all this? God's never done with you. No matter what you get yourself into, no matter what happens, no matter what you think you deserve, God's love is greater than that. And He's never done working on His children. I have a lot of people that ask what my diamond tattoo represents. And there's a couple of answers that I give to people. It's based off of a Hawk Nelson song, Diamond. But it's a little more than that, because I actually got this tattoo right before I moved out. Moved out to Vegas. If you know how diamonds are made, it's basically a piece of coal that gets put under so much pressure and so much heat that it begins to break down, but eventually it comes out as this diamond. But it's not like it's an easy transformation. No, it's like it has so much pressure and so much heat and so much coming at it that's what turns it into what is beautiful and priceless. And to me, that's the way I see our Christian walk, is that we're never done. God is constantly working on us. He's like, the trials that we go through, the storms that we go through, they're all things that are given to us to make us stronger, because we're always being worked on. God is constantly working on us, making us that diamond that He wants us to become. And so that's the reason behind the story, is that you're never done. God has a plan for you, and you might find yourself so far out of His will that you think you're done. I've been there. I've been there. I was done. I quit. I couldn't. But God had other plans. All you have to do is take Him at His word and say, God, you know what? I messed up. I shouldn't have done this. And just run back to Him. He'll take you. That's the beautiful thing about our God, is that He's the God of first, second, third, thousands of chances. And He'll constantly, He'll constantly love you. He'll constantly forgive you. That's my story. Do I hate that girl? No. I still care about her. I hope she, figures things out. For the longest time, I was mad at the pastor that fired me, and that was unfair to him, because it was me. Like, it was me that had done wrong. And so I got the chance to email him a couple weeks back. And really, I just apologized to him. I gave him a long story. And we were able to get things talked out. He's a great guy. And I'll always owe it to him, because he gave me that chance. And he was very good. Like, he let me leave the church without telling the church. Like, the only people that knew why I was leaving was him, and I think the deacons. Like, he kept everything quiet to protect me. And I'll always be thankful for that. But it's when you feel God's love firsthand, and you feel His grace, and you feel His forgiveness, and you realize that there's something there. It's amazing. You can't get past it. But I told this story today. I'm trying to just to help people that might be struggling. Maybe you're not where you're supposed to be. You can come back. Maybe you are, but you're kind of in that process of, just keep trusting. It'll be worth it. It's always worth it. That's about all I got today. I'm pretty sure we got people coming here tonight for small groups, so I need to be wrapping up. I gotta fix the lights, and I gotta get ready for Sunday. But I hope this is able to help somebody. I feel like it will be. I feel like it'll be good. If you guys ever need anybody to talk to, you know how to get a hold of me. If not, leave a comment. And I will do what I can to get back to you. But I do have to sign off, because I have a party to go to tonight, and then I have a date to go to, and I should probably take a shower before both of those. So, fun stuff. So take it easy, and I will see you guys in the next video.
making diamonds out